Hello, everybody. This is Sasha from the Sexpert Talks, and I'm so happy to have with us today Angileri, who is a sex, love, and relationship coach. Welcome so much, Kathy.
Thank you, Sasha. It's great to be here and connect with you and see you again.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. So, Kathy is working pretty much right now with women, helping them connect to their bodies, to their wisdom, and to their orgasmic capacity. And that's something that seems so necessary and so important to address right now. So I'm curious, what inspired you to want to work with this aspect of sexuality, with this wisdom of our bodies?
Well, so I was sexually shut down for decades. I didn't have my first orgasm until probably like 4 years ago. So for me, once I experienced that, it was like, oh my God, I didn't know my body contains so much power and amazingness. So when after that, I realized through this coaching program, you know what? That's what I want to help other women with. Because I talk with women and I'll ask them, we'll talk about orgasm, and some people will say, well, I think I've had an orgasm, or I don't know, maybe I've had an orgasm. But really, till you have your first orgasm, then, oh my God, this is truly an orgasm. So once I realized that there's a high percentage of women out in the world who have never experienced
Yeah.
their own power, I thought, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to help people love themselves and have that power and pleasure for their own body, because once you know how to give yourself an orgasm, like, your power is yours and nobody can ever take that away from you. And it is a powerful experience.
Mm, that's so important, and that's so beautiful that you mentioned that, because that's something that so many women just take as given, that orgasms are not for them, that they don't feel anything, or that they just are meant to feel something so tiny that they may just not even realize if they had an orgasm or not, that sexuality is not for them but for their partners to enjoy. It's like this idea that women almost suffer sex and men enjoy sex, and how wrong it is, and uh, how many powerful changes happen when women take and reclaim this orgasmic capacity.
I agree. And also, like you were saying, sex is for men, or women think sex is for men. Well, yeah, but it's also for women. I mean, we have so much potential in our own bodies. So to give away that power to a man, it's like, the scales aren't equal, they're tipped. So once a woman really taps into her body and says, am I ready for sex? Because I think a lot of times women allow penetration when they're not ready. So
Yeah.
it's really connecting with your body. Am I ready? Is my vagina ready? And then saying, no, hey, I need 5 more minutes of pleasure, 10 or 15 more minutes of pleasure. Let's focus on something else. So really, giving ourselves that time.
Yeah.
We know what our body looks like, how to be caressed, all of that. So it's really important that sex is for both of us, not just men, but for us too.
That's so important, and it's funny because as we are in this world, for us it's so common to speak about orgasms and about listening to our wisdom, listening to our vulva, to our vagina. But the truth is that so many women have no idea of what we are talking about. Like, how do I know that my vagina is ready for penetration? Is there like a difference between being ready and not? I mean, they think that it's just about being wet or not being wet, when in reality that can be like totally out of the equation.
Absolutely. And it takes time. I mean, it takes time to develop a relationship with your body and with your pussy as well, or your vagina, because
Yeah.
ignore in your vagina for a long time. it takes, regain that connection, to start talking with your vagina, to really listen in. And, just one step, taking a slow step and just connecting in, putting your hand, over your vagina, and then eventually developing a relationship. It takes time, but it's so well worth it, as you know as well. Like, once we are connected, it just makes life so much better. And we are fully in our bodies, not, out here during sex, or out there thinking of the grocery list. No, we're like paying attention to our bodies and what makes our body happy, and are we ready? And that's so important. And our lovers, they want us to be present. They don't want us, suffering through this or thinking about the grocery list. They want us like present with them. So when we're tapped into our bodies and checking in to see if we're ready, yeah, it brings us present to such, which is,
Oh, ¿qué pasó? Oh, ay, ay, ay. Hello? Sorry,
hey,
it's, wait a minute, it's like something froze with my, oh, sorry, I don't know what happened. My computer just went like it shut down for a second. I don't know if that,
oh
yeah, but it's back. We're back.
no, okay, good, good, good.
Ah, I'm so sorry. So, breathing in, breathing out. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that is such an important conversation to have, like how women can learn to listen to their vulva, to their vaginas, and to embrace that yes and that no. That can change a woman's life. And then you were also sharing that you didn't have like an orgasm like big time until 4 years ago, maybe. How was that for you? How was
Mhm.
that journey for you?
Oh my God. It was a tough journey, because I was one of those women. I didn't know, I didn't know, oh, maybe that was me. Maybe I had an orgasm. I don't know. And it was a lot of healing. It was a long path of healing, de-armoring, and really releasing, because I was raised Catholic. So
Mhm.
getting rid of all those beliefs, about sex and relationships and marriage and society too. Women, are just supposed to show up. They're not supposed to have pleasure and all that stuff. So for me, it was a path of healing all those beliefs, and then really tapping back into my body, knowing that I was safe, which is huge. And then, really learning about my, all of that was definitely a journey, but so well worth it. Because I did have my first orgasm, I'm like, oh my God, I've never had an orgasm before. I might have had, a lot of pleasure, but definitely not an orgasm, because, it's the whole mind shift in the body and the buildup and the climax. And it was amazing. And now, yeah, so it's really helping women to know what is an orgasm. And once you experience it, like there's no doubt in your mind that you have not had an orgasm. You've had an orgasm. And so, yeah, it's a gift. Like, it's a gift that I want to guide women to empower themselves with, to really love themselves and love their bodies. And it is empowering. Once we have our first orgasm, it just, everything shifted. It's like, the power of your own body, and it's awesome. I mean, it's just, it's magical. So
Yeah. I can almost hear women thinking, yeah, but I have orgasms. They feel like 3 seconds of pleasure, and it's an orgasm. What are they talking about when they talk about big orgasms? What's the difference? So what could you tell these women? What is the difference between that 3 second thing that they are, I mean, and it's okay, that's our journey, right? Without judgment. But what's the difference what's the gap between
well,
that orgasm and what we have the capacity to experience?
Well, you need to remember, first of all, orgasms are cyclical. So you're not going to have the mind blowing orgasm, all the time. Sometimes it will be just a little 3 second. However, there's a big difference from not having an orgasm to knowing you had an orgasm. Because, yeah, you can experience a lot of pleasure and maybe a little something, something, in your
Mm-hmm.
vagina. But once you go through that up and climax and mind altering orgasm, then, oh yeah, that was an orgasm. So yes, once you've had that, then yeah, orgasms are cyclical, so they can be huge or small, or you can have a full body orgasm, you could have a cervical orgasm or a breast orgasm, all of that. But it all begins with really tapping in to your body and knowing your body and knowing your body's capacity, and knowing, okay, yes, I'm orgasming, and now maybe I'm going to take it to a cervical orgasm, or maybe I'm going to blend my orgasm and breast pleasure and then have a breast orgasm. So the path of orgasms is long and deep, and with the tantric principles and practices that we've learned, this. And so it's a path that goes on and on and on, and it can expand your pleasure capacity and your sexual capacity in a major partner that's willing to go there. So yeah, it's a huge open door. And I think sometimes we just walk through the door, but we don't go deep enough in to really explore and have a lot of fun.
And there's something so beautiful about what you're saying that I want to take again, which is about the expectation of how an orgasm is supposed to be. Because the other side of what we are speaking about is that maybe women could think that orgasms are meant to be always like fire lights and mind-numbing sensations, but in reality you are saying something magical, that is that they are cyclical, that they might be different from time to time, that there are many different kinds of orgasms. And I think that is so important, because it's not like teaching women how to have these kind of orgasms, but how to have all the different flavors and waves and varieties of orgasmic capacity that they have.
Yes. And I think the key is like not judging it, just really loving what shows up and accepting it. And there it's okay, whatever happens. Like the body, it might be tired one day and might need more rest or relaxation or something. So just honoring your body and your body's capacity, however it shows up, knowing it's okay. It doesn't have to be mind altering every day, but just what, I just love myself the way I am. And sometimes it is just about pleasure and not orgasm, just enjoying your partner and massage and touching and loving and talking with one another. And it can just be a lot of pleasure. It doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, so I think that there's so much medicine with what you're saying, because one of the biggest burdens of sexuality for women is the idea of having to fit certain stereotype, certain like you have, this is sexy, this is orgasmic, this is beautiful, this is, so it's like constantly having to be one way or another. And you're here telling us whatever you bring to the table, it's okay, even if you are tired, or if you are just looking at each other's eyes when you are, instead of making wild love for hours. It's like there is no like this path that has one point after another to fill in a checklist, but there is the medicine of just being present with what is and loving what is. And I just want to honor that, because it's so healing. Just as you were saying that, I could feel the healing of, yeah, it's just welcome. Whatever I bring to the table today, it's welcome. I don't have to be stressed about looking this way to be sexy, or doing all of this to be an orgasmic tantric goddess.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because, nobody can be on 100% of the time. And you know what? I mean, our lives are how they are, and they're not, they're based on ourselves, not on a magazine or a book or, something else. They're on us and our reality as it shows up day to day. And we all know sometimes we're tired
Yeah.
of sex, and sometimes we just want pleasure, and sometimes we just want to be held, and it's all okay. Yeah, it's It's really good. And there's times too where you can cut out like 3 hours with your partner, and your focus is pleasure. Like for 3 hours, we're just going to play and have fun. So it is, it's up to both of you too to like, yeah, plan this and really create the time to explore and play and have fun, because our bodies are magical, and it's nice to spend some time together and just focus on each other. So
That's so healing, especially in a time when people is going through a lot already, right? Like it feels like wave of emotions. And sometimes what I am finding is that people is just too tired to think about learning a new skill. Like, oh my God, on top of this, you want me to perform as a sex goddess? No, that's not what this is about. This is about going deep and honoring what is lying inside of you.
yeah, beautiful, Sasha. I love that. Yes, just we are our own goddesses, in however way we show up. And men too, like they go through their own stuff too. They're tired sometimes. They've got business on their mind, or the kids, or whatever. So yeah, just honoring where we both are, and just if it's possible, then set aside a couple hours to connect and focus on pleasure and sex or lovemaking or whatever you two want to do.
That's beautiful. And how does life change now after a woman has embraced her sexual capacity? What's the difference in all other aspects of life?
Well, personally, in my life, it totally shifted, because I knew the power of my body and I knew the power of my orgasm. So for me, it's like I totally blossomed, because I was sexually shut down. I had no idea. I was literally out of my body. I had very little memories of sex. So
Mhm.
now that I'm in my body and enjoying pleasure and enjoying sex, yeah, it's like when you up level one area of your life, all the other areas up level too. So yeah, I'm just overall a happier woman, a more content and fulfilled woman, and also power. Like I have the power to make myself happy. I know what turns me on. I know how to give myself an orgasm. And that is huge, because I don't have to give my power away to a man or another, person. No, I can make myself happy in that way. And it's great. Some women love to be with their man and reasons from them, and that's fantastic, but it's a whole nother level when you can do that for yourself.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that. There is this magical power that you just said, magical word that you just said, which is power, the power of making your own self happy. I think there is so much in that. That for me has been also a story, like reclaiming my own capacity to be the one that makes myself happy. That just changes everything, and it changes the relationship with men, because you are not looking at them as the providers of your joy. So there is less stress in that area, and that changes with money, because it's like, okay, I have to make my dreams come true. What do I have to do to make my dreams come true? Just gives you back your power in so many layers. Oh, you're
Yeah,
frozen.
and it also takes off the burden of your partner to make you happy.
Yeah,
So it takes off the burden of your partner, because if you're putting all this pressure on your partner to make you happy, like that's not fair either. So this way you're taking back your power, he has his power, so you're not relying on him to you know bring you an orgasm or make you happy. So yeah, it's a nice balance in relationship too. It's like you both love and honor and take care of yourself, so you're more equal when you come to the table, instead of when's he going to come home to give me an orgasm. No, it's we are here together as equals, instead of yeah. So I think it's beautiful. Or if you are in a female to female partnership or a male to male partnership as well, it's yeah, you can each make yourself happy, and then you come the
yeah.
dance.
I love that so much, because What this is telling me is, and that I wish everybody sees that, it's that the power to take their pleasure in their hands equals their power to take their lives, the wheel, the steering wheel of their lives in their hands.
Yeah. Yeah. If you know, yes, if you choose that, yes.
It's so beautiful. Now, how can women approach you for that change? How can they start taking the first steps in this path of self-empowerment and reclamation of their pleasure?
Well, yes, they can always contact me. I'll give you that information later. But connecting with their body, spending time alone, really connecting with their body, connecting with their vagina, and starting a and if they don't hear anything right away, it's okay because it takes time to develop a relationship, especially if you don't have that already already as a foundation. So just touching yourself lovingly, spending like even time in the shower, just touching your knees, your breasts, your tummy, your like everything, getting reconnected back to who you are, and then going further to connect with your vagina and seeing what she wants, and yes, honoring her no's and yeses, and even if it's a maybe, tuning in and saying, okay, what will make it a yes? Or does it even need to be a yes? Maybe it's just going to be a no for a little while, and that's okay. So when as we start to honor our bodies, as we start to honor our vaginas, we start to, we have boundaries. It's like, I'm sorry, sweetheart, but I'm not ready yet. Can we play for a few more minutes, or even if
Yeah.
your body's on board.
I love that. So, okay, being more with their bodies, touching their bodies more lovingly, giving that time to their bodies to listen to their yes, to listen to their no, and to their maybes. Is there a kind of touch where a kind of touch that they can use to start getting familiar with their body, a kind of meditation, or just a kind of pampering?
Well, so on my website, I
Uh-huh.
have, which is kathyangileri.com, I have a blissful orgasmic body meditation. And honestly, so you can listen to that, it's a free download, or you can just put on some soft music and begin to just soothe your body and touch your body lovingly. And one day it might be some touching your body in a deep
I'm sorry, give me a
way,
second.
and
You
sometimes
froze
it
a
might
little.
be just
Sorry, you froze.
okay.
So you were
Okay.
telling us about playing soft music and touching their bodies, and then?
Yeah. Yeah, or it could be fast music and fun music and touching yourself in sexy ways. So really tuning in, like, what do I want today? Am I in a funky mood where I want to dance and pleasure myself and touch myself all over? Or am I in this soft mood where I want to play beautiful music and, lay on my bed and just rub some beautiful oil on my bed? So really, it kind of depends on you. Where are you in that time? Where are you at that time of day? Do I want the soft, sexy? Do I want the playful, fun? Do I want the, relaxed? So really, where are you and what does your body want that day? So yeah, or, there's
Yeah. Oh,
self.
I love the idea. I love the idea of this meditation, and I love the idea of both, like doing that on your own, playing your own music, and going to your page and downloading this meditation. That sounds so delightful, like a beautiful start.
Yeah, and there is no right or wrong. It's wherever you start, and then you build from there, and it's all okay. I mean, just even if you have 5 minutes or 5 seconds in the shower, just to touch yourself and love yourself, that's better than nothing. So it's a busy world. People are in a busy pace sometimes. So
Uh-huh.
just acknowledging yourself, acknowledging your body is huge.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful and so simple. I love that. It, who would say that the best medicine would be the most simple one? So it's like just touching your body in your own pace, not having to have like any agenda, but following whatever your body is craving in that moment.
Yeah.
Yes, beautiful. And then you were also telling me that you have a program that you are launching a program. Would you tell us more about it?
Right. So my first package is, they're both 10 weeks packages, but the first one is to your mind altering orgasm. So that is more for women who don't know if they've had an orgasm, who know they haven't,
Mhm.
but want it. You know, they want to experience that magic of their body, that awe of their body. So that is a 10-week program, and that is your first mind altering orgasm.
Mm.
And the other program is also 10 weeks, and that's, oh yes, exquisite body love. So that is loving your body, in touch with what, and accepting yourself, because a lot of women, like almost 80% of all women, want to change something about their body. So this package helps you accept yourself just as you are, to fall deeper in love with your body just as it is, and to really get in touch with that yes, no, the maybe, honoring your body. So when you do have sex, you make sure that your vagina is ready. So it's a relationship, building that relationship with your body, with your vagina as well. So you're more empowered, and also in power in the bedroom. So yeah, it's fun ways to connect and love yourself.
I love that. I just love that so much. And I can see how that has so much to offer to so many women that are really craving that. I would like to tell women that are right now listening to this and that think, well, maybe there is more to my pleasure, to just go to your page and check it out. Check this meditation and start exploring. And when they feel called, when they feel ready, to contact you, because this is a healing power that all women have. So the access to this medicine is just inside of our own pussies. Who would have said that?
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, I have breath, sound, and movement practices. So, if you want to expand in those areas, there's practices for that as well. So, there's a lot of information there too. But yeah, our bodies are so magical, and I think we tap into maybe 1 or 2% of the magic of our sexual beingness. So, this is just expanding that and opening it up for pleasure in so many ways.
Mm, I
To
love it.
reclaim our pleasure and reclaim our bodies.
Yes, I love that so much. I love that so much. I know that in my case, that's why I started studying sacred sexuality too, because I was frustrated with my sexual life, with the capacity of pleasure that I was experiencing. So that is
Okay.
something that so many women I know could benefit from.
Nice, nice. Yeah, and so glad that you took the steps forward to like work on yourself and expand your pleasure and know, hey, I'm worth it. I deserve this. There's more to sex and there's more to life, and I want to find it out. So, congratulations that you enrolled in the program, and yeah.
Right back at you. I mean, it's so beautiful to hear that you are, and not only to hear, to see how it moves in the body, because that's one of the most beautiful things that one can notice, how an empowered sexuality translates in the body, translates in the way in which we stand, in the way in which we live in our body, and in the way in which we relate to others. There is this shift in everything in our body's corporality and in our way to show up to the world.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, pleasure is healing. It's so healing. And yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yes. Thank you so much for this amazing interview. I'm so sorry for the technical internet problems. It's just like the internet has been saturated recently, but I just hope that everybody can enjoy this beautiful conversation and see the medicine that they might have in your that they might have been craving for. It's just in their bodies, in their sexual capacity.
Absolutely. Yes. It's so, it's a gift to tap into it. So, yeah, why not give us, it doesn't cost anything. It's your body, it's your power, it's your pleasure, all right here. You don't have to go anywhere. It's such a gift. So, yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you so
so
much.
much. Oh,
Thank you for
thank
the
you.
interview.
Thank you for joining this beautiful conversation.